Bitcoin plays with the emotions of the crypto world, as yesterday breaking $10,000 and fails to stay above it. In this video, I'm going to explain why Bitcoin price is down, but it's not out. What is up, everyone? Thank you so much for coming by. Hit the subscribe, hit the like, and turn those notification bells on. We've been really tracking Bitcoin really well on this channel. If you want to be a part of it, subscribe. It means a lot. This is the weekly chart. I want to lay the groundwork for this video because it's important. I'm going to throw it out there. Bitcoin price is down. We're back below $10,000 for like the 100th time, right? But before I go on to the technical analysis part of this video, I want to explain something. And this is just maybe my opinion, maybe you don't agree. If Bitcoin decides to break bearish for the short to midterm, and we're hitting targets in the 6,000s, my title of this video still stands true. Bitcoin price is down, but it's not out. If you're here, if you're new to crypto, I want to kind of give you a warning to take into mind. You have to be prepared for huge dips for Bitcoin. In this case, we're talking about 20 to 30% dip when it seems the crypto world is very euphoric on breaking into the bull market. So you have the whole emotionality of Bitcoin bulls on social media, but you have to have in your mind the anticipation of the 6,000s. Just do it. I'm begging you, I'm pleading with you, have that in mind. So I wanted to lay the groundwork. That is a technical area in the 6,000s in play, right? We also have a technical area on the upside in play, 13,000 to 16,000. Now, technically, the 50-50 ratio couldn't be any more true. We are literally 50-50, and I'm going to show you from a technical perspective why that is. Sometimes we're 70-30 bullish, but right now this is 50-50. This is kind of like very critical for Bitcoin. So let me break this down for you. Let me do it quickly because I don't want to waste all your time. Before we do that, let's look at a clip from yesterday's video as we're trading around $10,187 above 10,000 real quick. On the downside, I leave you with this. Just look for support. If Bitcoin just unfortunately decides to throw back 10,600, 10,000 or 9,600, 9,700, will it hold? Keep an eye on that. Otherwise, I will. There it is. Throwback. We were waiting for a potential throwback, right, on this chart, and it happened. Is it 96, 9,700? No, we're slightly below that. Now, this is the throwback. I want to start with this. The throwback is not a bad thing when breaking out of a certain pattern. In this case, this symmetrical triangle you see on the screen. Throwbacks, in my opinion, I like them. I like when they come back to the trend line. I like when they even come back into the pattern itself. It does. And let me read you this. Let me read this comment that I got on Twitter today talking about the bullishness of symmetrical triangle throwbacks. Somebody commented and they said, Dan, where is Balkowski? Does he talk about the throwback to the apex being bullish? Doesn't he state that throwbacks hurt upward breakouts 86% of the time? Awesome comment, Lucas. I really appreciate that comment. And I want to explain this because I might have not been clear, maybe even in my videos yesterday. A throwback is bullish. But yes, 86% of the time, a throwback hurts performance of the ultimate breakout. So from here on out, if Bitcoin breaks out 86% of the time, the power of this breakout won't be as true, won't be as bold, won't be as big as if Bitcoin never came back in the first place. However, a throwback isn't bearish, right? Right now we're testing not only a key trend line up here, but we're testing this bullish pattern in general. Now, I started this video talking about a 50-50 scenario for Bitcoin, 50-50 chance of going in either direction. Most of the time, that's pretty much just the truth of crypto. But in this sense, it's technically the truth. And I just want to show this to you. This was the rising wedge that we tracked all the way back to March. This is on the daily chart. You see this rising wedge all the way back to March. Do you remember in that rising wedge, we had a symmetrical triangle that we actually broke to the upside, right? And it was around 70% of the way to the apex of this triangle. Bitcoin broke out to the upside. From that area, we broke and we tested the uptrend of this rising wedge, and Bitcoin bullishly broke that rising wedge. Now, this whole scenario was a 50-50 scenario. Nobody knew what's going. Nobody ever knows what's going to happen. But in this case, nobody knew even technically what would happen, because the symmetrical triangle has a 60-40 bullish to bearish breakout ratio. The rising wedge has a 60-40 bearish to bullish. So if you take the average of this, it's 50-50 that Bitcoin is going to break up or down when you have two of these patterns kind of confluent with each other. Now, I want to point out right now on this daily chart, Bitcoin has the two exact same patterns confluent with each other. This rising wedge is new because we just put in a swing high from the high that we had at the beginning of May. It's a new rising wedge, but now it is confluent with this symmetrical triangle. We have the same lower trend line for the symmetrical triangle and the rising wedge, but now yet again, we have technically, from technical rules, a 50-50 shot, mainly because the symmetrical triangle provides a 60-40 bullish bearish, and this rising wedge provides a 64-40 bearish bullish. So we truly are 50%. So at the end of the day, I don't care what YouTuber you're watching. I don't care what Twitter person you're following in crypto. Nobody knows what's going to happen. The best that I can do is provide you the data. And in this case, there is strong technical data truly solidifying the fact this time that nobody knows what's going to happen. We all know that most people are bullish and most people want Bitcoin to break up, but we are at a make or break point. Bitcoin is back down below 10,000, I get it, but we are really truly approaching this apex. Now, what I want to show you on this daily chart, we have $8,700 right here on this screen on the 50 moving average. Really important number. We are not far above it, and we have two things happening. We have, number one, this 50 moving average, such an important area for Bitcoin entering the bull market, such an important indicator for Bitcoin to see how it's doing, the strength of it rising. Bitcoin has to continue with its higher highs and higher lows above that blue line, that 50 moving average. And we are close to that 50 moving average. Secondly, the $8,700 and literally $8,708 was the last swing low of this symmetrical triangle. So technically, Bitcoin could come down even to $9,100. We're at $9,500 now. We could come down to $8,900. And Bitcoin can still be down, but not out in terms of potentially still breaking out of the symmetrical triangle. This symmetrical triangle that we've been tracking is not broken, and we continue to track it, especially now as we're entering the apex of this triangle. And you can see, I mean, it's like the next few days, we are almost guaranteed Bitcoin's going to make its move. Bitcoin's going to give us the direction of what it's going to do. Breaking this 50 moving average, 8,700, not good. We can go over to this weekly chart to get a sense of what these breakouts could lead us to. The small little symmetrical triangle is in here. It's in here. But that is the beginning stages of what might come next. We know on the downside, we have our swing low to our swing high resistance that we're meeting. We have our Fibonacci retracement all the way down here, right around 9640 or 6,400 to $5,200. That is a pullback area. That's a throwback area on it would be a higher low for Bitcoin on this long-term symmetrical triangle. And like I said at the beginning of this video, even if Bitcoin does that, it certainly will be down, but it's not out, because this is a truly bullish symmetrical triangle going back to the bull market high 2017. And we all know what everybody's waiting for. There are no guarantees what will happen next, but I can tell you this, even on the macro, this symmetrical triangle, we are 73% of the way to the symmetrical triangle. And Bitcoin, cryptos, these charts that we track on these symmetrical triangles, 73% of the way is the number in terms of really getting ready for a potential breakout. Could be before, could be after. I always kind of mention that, but we are there. I mean, Bitcoin is ready for a breakout. You can see the resistance ahead. Bitcoin price down right now, consolidating above the 50-week moving average. What is it going to do? Nobody can tell you that. What are you going to do? That's the question. Take this data. I hope it helps. kind of solidify your position, solidify your own investments, and make your own decisions based on what you see on the charts, based on the possibilities, a world where Bitcoin is at 6,000, or a world where Bitcoin next week is at 16,000. What does your portfolio look like now? And are you comfortable with those scenarios based on this data? Let's see what happens. I'll continue to update you. I'm sorry I couldn't update everybody earlier. Busy day recruiting, but I got around to it. $94.98, $9,500 right now, everybody. Let's see what we wake up tomorrow morning. I appreciate you coming by. Again, if you're here, you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. I would love to continue to grow this channel. What are we, approaching 35,000 or so? Hopefully Bitcoin catches up and passes us soon, right? I see the Twitter live feed going. Thanks everybody for cruising by. I will see you all in the next video. Have an awesome rest of your night, and God bless.